All right, everybody, welcome back to TKIF Think Campus Friday here on KEMPIRE.com. Make sure you're linking everyone to tonight's show. So excited to welcome her back. This is her third time being here. The last time she was here, she was promoting her Smash EP, Everything's Coming Up Roses. Now her new album, her
Wow.
debut album is here, Tainted Emotions. Please welcome back Ginette Claudette is back in the building.
Hey, wow, I can't believe this is my third time actually. Is it my third time?
This is your third time because we interviewed back. Oh my goodness, when you were signed to Universal, that was our
Yeah.
that was
And
our
then yeah, you're right. And then the mixtape when the mixtape dropped and now it's today. You guys are family, so
definitely that, and it's so
I always
great
have
to
to
see
come.
how much you've grown and where you've come from and where the music is today. The music is so I'm a fan because I'm always tweeting you and I'm always listening to the music.
Yeah, always showing me love.
So we were so excited about the new album, but let everyone know, what has happened since the last time you were here, since everything's coming up roses. How did you get to this place of, what, I'm going to be putting out this album independently, and I'm going to work with these particular songwriters and producers. Like, how did this all come to fruition?
Oh, that's long. I mean, it's been like I've been working on this project for like 2 years now,
Wow.
and I initially teamed up with August, who I mentioned, of course, who I mention all the time, so everyone listening should know August Rigo. I teamed up with him for the mixtape last time, and that was kind of like our experiment phase, I guess, where I was really, coming out of the Motown thing and trying to figure out what it was that I wanted my sound to be and in the things that I wanted to say. So that was a big, I guess, development stage for me. Coming into this now, I just feel like my chemistry with August and some of the other producers that I brought in for this project has been like a chemistry that we built for years, and I think that's what makes this project even more special is the fact that I have been working with these people really, really closely, and I feel 100% comfortable with them in the room, and I was able to really fully, I guess, vent
Hmm.
to my fullest capacity, and it was just a great creative experience this project this time around, and obviously it was even better because I was able to have full control of the project, which
Yeah.
when I was recording Everything's Coming Up Roses, I was still on my way out of my Motown situation, so there was still some push and pull there, but now I just kind of like really freely delved into this project, so I think that's what makes this one really special to me.
And 'cause, yeah, so many people nowadays, the independent route seems to be almost the most common route. How has that
Mhm.
transition been for you? Because you've been on a major and now you're doing this independently.
Mhm. Honestly, for me, it's been really, really great because when I was in that situation, there were so many chefs in the kitchen, and I just had a
Mm.
lot of different opinions, involved, and I wasn't 100% secure in my own opinion, so
Hmm.
I kind of just let other people drive, and for me, like doing this independently is just so much better right now because I'm really hands on with
Yeah.
everything that I do, and I'm really opinionated, and I really feel comfortable now, saying the
Hmm.
things that I've wanted to say, and doing things my way. And I just feel like this is a really good route for me, at least right now. I always say that at some point it's important and it's great for a major to step in, but right now I just feel great. I just feel really happy with their music, and it's been great to see people's reactions, and it's good like for me to sit down and come up with my visuals, and I know what my pictures want to look like, and I'm down to the font on whatever the flyer is. Like I really like right now having control over all of that because it's important for me that people know how attached everything is to me, that everything is 100% me.
Hmm. Do you for a lot of artists, and I've worked with artists myself. I know a lot of artists have it's hard for them to be the artist and also the business person. How have you balanced that in
Mhm.
your life?
Well, I have some really, really good people. Like I obviously have August Rigo, who's like my partner in everything, and then I have our manager, and I have other friend producers of ours, and some other writers that are around us that really help me kind of nurture my ideas and take them
Hmm.
to the next level. So I think that's also important too, is the people that you have around you. And I have like people that I 100% trust. I trust their professional opinion and I trust their human opinion. So I think for me that's just been really good. It's helped me balance that so that I don't always have to worry about everything myself. I kind of just trust them to the fullest as well.
And like I said, I interviewed you back when you were with Universal. So to see your
Mhm.
growth, we've literally seen you grow and the music grow
Yeah.
from where it was. And you can definitely
Mhm.
hear this is Jeanette. This is where she's most comfortable, and I think that's why the music is
Yeah.
so good and so catchy and so relatable.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
new album. Let's talk about the creation of this new album because you went from
Mhm.
doing everything's coming up roses, which we loved. We play it out here. We still play it.
Yeah.
But this new album, I've it's not often that we get a chance to really sit and listen to an album over and over again, but I had an opportunity to listen to this album
Mhm.
over and over again. What did you want to when you said, I'm going to put this album out? What did you want to say with the tainted emotions?
Well, the way that it kind of started, like I never, and I always say this, I never go into any sessions with any like ideas premeditated. I kind of just sit there and really let it just flow, depending on how I'm feeling at the current moment. And I was in the studio with August Rigo and an amazing producer friend of ours who's right next to me right now, Spin Beats, and we that was the day that we did Tainted Emotions. We just vibed it out. Like they'll start working on the track and playing keys and stuff, and then we just start humming melodies. And that was the first record that we did really for this project. And the whole concept behind that was just kind of letting everybody know, quote unquote, that I have tainted emotions, which is just like, this is my baggage. These are the things that I've gone through stuff, and whoever it is that I'm going to be with is going to have to deal with that. So moving forward, when I was writing all the other songs, I never had kind of like any reservations
Hmm.
as to what I wanted to say, because I kind of felt like Tainted Emotions was me telling everybody, this is who I am, and so everything coming after this is just what it is. So that was kind of the starter for everything.
I also noticed that "Loving You Blind" was on here, and we remember hearing that song
Yeah.
very earlier on in your career. Why did you
Yep.
decide to add that song into this mix?
That song is so, like I said, I wanted this project to be so, like, such a definition of me, and that song is so special to me. Like, I even wrote that song before I even signed to Motown,
Wow.
in my room, like on my piano, and that song managed to bleed over 4 years later. A, because the story behind the record is super, personal and special to me, but just because that record had a lot to do with my signing to Motown, and it was supposed to be on my album there, and I just feel like that record is kind of like kind of defines like my journey in a
Mm.
way. You know what I mean? Because it was there first, like before anything, and I wanted to put this on there because I remember before going into that Motown situation, that was a song that I wrote in my room by myself, and that was the kind of music that I wanted to make. And when I got into a situation where so many opinions were involved, I started, recording all kinds of different music, and I started kind of to lose myself as an artist. And I felt like putting that song on this project means this is who I knew I was before I walked into the situation, lost
Mm.
myself in the middle, and now I'm back. And this record defines that process for me. So I felt so strongly about that record. I was like,
Wow.
this needs to go on.
Wow.
This
You
song
said
is
there's a
really
really great
special, and
story behind.
I always felt when I wrote that song, I just always felt like that song's gonna be on my album, whether it was gonna be an independent album, whether it was gonna be an album on Motown. Like, that song was gonna
Hmm.
make it on to whatever my debut project was gonna be, and that record is so special to me. So I'm happy it's on there, and people still love it. So.
Definitely, definitely. You said there's a great story behind it. Can you share the story behind that song?
Well, that was literally the story behind that was just a relationship that I was going through, where I was just like in it and out of it, and in it and out of it, and I was just really confused. And then at the same time, I feel like that kind of is relative to my relationship at the label when I was there. I was just like, some days I was so into it, and some days I just didn't want to do it anymore
Mm.
because I just was being pulled in so many directions. And it's kind of like my relationship with music. When I listen to it now, it's like I'm loving you blind, because at the same time, as much as I love music,
Hmm.
this process is a difficult process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to really build your character to go through it. So that record is that for me. And when I listen to it, it's just like it just feels like home.
Better Love featuring Rico Love. How did that
Mhm.
collaboration come together for that song? It's a dope track, very catchy. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Thank you. I love that song. So obviously, when I was on Motown, I was working heavily with Rico Love
Yes.
on my album that never came out, right? So me and Rico built a real relationship from the minute I walked into his studio. I knew that this guy and me, just the chemistry in the studio was just bomb. So I I obviously maintained my relationship with Rico years later, and again, just as like kind of the story with Love You Blind, like I knew when it came time for me to put something out, I wanted him to be involved in some way. And I did the song with August Rigo, and there was a space left in the bridge, and I was like, you know what? This feels like it needs a feature, and the timing is great because Rico's doing his artistry now and he's killing it. So I literally just texted him, and I was like, yo, I got a song, and I think that you would kill it. I think that you would kill it as a feature. Like I wasn't asking him, you know, for anything. I want you as an artist to be on this. So I sent it to him, and he loved it and hit me back right away and just jumped on it for me and killed it. So that was
Definitely, yeah.
awesome.
Definitely. And then, if you guys just tuned in, it's of course TK, I think, Campus Friday. We're here with, KEMPIRE family, Ginette Claudette. Her new album, Tainted Emotions, is available right now. So make sure you guys are downloading it.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
posting
Yep.
we're posting it throughout tonight's show. So make sure you guys are getting your copy. Look, I bought a copy myself, so I'm a fan. Um,
Yay.
but there's a song on there's a song on there that you did twice, the only, and you did one in Spanish. Can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about that song and why you decided to do that song in Spanish?
Yeah. Well, part of my journey in you know learning about myself as an artist, and figuring out the kind of music I want to make was realizing that I'm a Latina girl, you know what I mean? And I grew
Mm,
up listening to Latin music just as much as I grew up listening to R&B music, and I have
hmm.
influences in that genre as well. And my mother, like I've said in many previous interviews, is a Latin pop star in the Dominican Republic. So
Yeah.
I just kind of felt that this would be a great opportunity for me. I'm fluent in Spanish, one, and that I'm a Latina girl, and I am where I'm from, and I wanted to finally share that with people, and I thought that the only was the perfect record to do that. So I just translated that bad boy.
It's a beautiful
Made my
song.
mom proud. Thank you.
Speaking of your mother, I know she probably listens to your music. What's her thoughts on the music, especially this new album?
She loves it. Well, I mean, my mom is like 1,000% fluent in Spanish and like 70% fluent in English. So her jam is obviously the Spanish record, but
Yeah.
I think for her, she's just mostly proud in seeing my transition, and just my dedication and my hard work in everything that I do. Is I think that's where she's most proud of me. But she sings that song around the house all the time. My mom is weird. Like she loves songs that I wrote when I was like 13. Like those are her jams. She could care
Wow.
less about like the stuff I'm doing now. Like she's like, oh, you remember that song that you wrote on the guitar? Can you sing that to me? And I'm like, Ma, I don't even
Oh.
remember what you're talking about.
That's sweet though.
It's so funny. Like she literally, I was just in New York like a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Do you remember that song?" And first of all, this song is on a CD, so that's how you know it's
Hmm.
that old. She's like, "Oh, that song that's on the CD, that demo." I was like, she's like, "Can you translate it to me? Because if you're not gonna use it, I want it." And I was like, "Not really." I was like, "Okay, you can have it." I was like, "But I gotta sit and translate it for you." So yeah, give me some time, Ma, because I'm kind of busy.
You just mentioned that you were back here in New York. If people don't know,
Mhm.
you're born and raised here in New York. What was it like
Oh
coming
yeah, born
back?
and raised. Oh my God. I mean, I go back to New York every couple months, but
Yeah.
they're usually quicker trips. But I was
Mhm.
home for like a month now, and now I'm just like, I'm so homesick. I was for the first week I was there, I was like, oh my God, this is different because I haven't been here in a minute. But once the second week, kicked in
Mhm.
to the fourth, I was just like running around. I'm on the train, and I'm just like, oh my God, why don't they have this in LA? I just want to be on the train and get to where I'm going in 15 minutes, and life is great. So I miss New York. I miss New York so much. The vibe, the culture, I just miss it. Like I came back here and my friends were like, "You definitely spent a lot of time in New York." Because I was like, "Yo, we're rolling that deep shit." And I'm just speaking, and I'm like, "Oh my God, why am I like super New York right now?" I was like, I gotta catch myself because I'm talking like super super like New York right now. I got back in it.
But do you think that that whole energy of New York can be felt on this new album?
Yeah, because everything that I try to do is obviously R&B and hip hop related, and it's
Mhm.
because I grew up on R&B and hip hop, and not just R&B and hip hop, but New York R&B and hip hop, and it's
Mhm.
more than just the music; it's the culture, it's the fashion, it's the lifestyle, and I just feel like that that'll never like leave me. I feel like I'm in the studio and they're playing drums and I'm just like, yo, can you make that more like I don't know, like some Nas drums, or can you just like make that? Well, I don't know, like it always bleeds through. It always bleeds through. I'm in Timberlands as we speak. I'm in Tim, so it doesn't fail. It never fails.
This new album, your fans, and because you have fans around the world, I see the tweets. What can they expect? What's coming up? Because we had a couple of visuals already from the album, but what's coming up?
Hmm. So next, well, I was obviously in New York doing a bunch of shows. So right now,
Yes.
I'm really focused on getting on the road and bringing the music to life now because I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the album. So now it's all about like the live shows now. So I've been tweeting as they come. So there's
Hmm.
that, and then there's obviously the Better Love video that I am shooting very, very soon. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm also going back on tour with Far East Movement in a week. So
Wow.
that'll be fun too because I also open for them. So that's always a great way for me to, get the music out there in way different countries than I could ever even,
It's
imagine.
amazing.
So that's that's something to look forward to.
Well, Jeanette, anytime you come here, we first of all we love when you come here. The album is incredible. We'll be posting it throughout tonight's
Thank
show and
you.
promoting. And you're already on rotation at KEMPIRERadio.com. But anytime you come here, we always actually sing a little
Yeah.
something for the fans because your fans want to hear your voice. So can you sing a little something for us? Anything you want.
Anything? Do you have any requests, or should I just pick?
I do like the only.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. I'll be gone in the morning. Got my bags at the door this one last time. Oh, while I'm here tonight, let's pretend that we're still in love. Last time I'll be ignoring all the things that you did to break my heart. I knew it from the start. We never could last, but let me just ask for one last kiss for you to touch me. Make me feel like I'm the only you are. Baby, I want you to love me just like we used to love. Like I'm the only.
I, first of all, I thought you were going to sing it in Spanish, but that's fine. No, I'm playing.
Oh, did you want it in Spanish?
No, I'm playing. No, first of all,
People
for
are gonna be like, what did she say?
no, but I know you're going to be taking your act on the road. Please let me know.
Mhm.
Please let me know that this song will be a part of it. I love this song.
Oh yeah, this song is right in this very moment. The Only is always in the set. When I was in New York and I did all the shows, The Only was the first record I always sang. That's
Wow.
definitely.
Wow.
That's my opener.
Well, Jeanette, we are so excited for you. Keep us posted on everything that's coming up. You know that we love you here at the show, and we also love you on our blog. We show lots
I
of love
love
there
you
as
guys
well.
too.
And we look
Thank
forward to
you for
all the
having
shows.
me.
Say it again.
No, I said thank you for having me again. It's always such a pleasure to come back here because you guys have been there from the beginning of time.
Well, we're excited. And like I said before, everybody, Tainted Emotions by Ginette Claudette is available on iTunes right now. We'll be
Yes,
posting links
go
to
get it.
everything. Everything we'll be posting to her social media, so you can follow her on Instagram because her Instagram is always popping. Also, you can follow
You're
her on
gonna hang up and
Twitter.
you're gonna go on my Instagram and you're gonna really see what I was just doing right now. Like when I told you I was sitting around, I'm literally just like with my friends here being silly.
Well,
And
that's
just
always obviously it works because it makes great music. So we appreciate you, of course, selling great music. The last time you were
thank
here, we
you.
said, "How are you giving this album away for free?" So glad that finally we have something that we can purchase and support. You know, we
Yeah.
love to support independent artists here on the show, so we want to make sure everyone
Thank
goes
you.
out, gets the new album. Ginette Claudette back again here on TKI Think Campus Friday, and we'll be right back.